Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Today we're going to answer the big question: how can I motivate myself to exercise when I'm tired? Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, owner of PutYourselfFirst.com, and I'm a health and fitness coach. Hopefully can share some tips that will help you out today in answering the big question: how can I motivate myself to exercise when I'm tired? And you know what? Motivation can come in many, many forms. And one thing I know is it's up to you, or it's up to us, to motivate ourselves. Typically, we're mentally, emotionally, and physically drained from a sedentary life. It's just that way. You know, a lot of times we're just not really super active throughout the day, and our brain is focused on all these gadgets, all these things, and we just kind of feel wiped. Sometimes, you know, it's tough to keep the motivation to exercise up when life is filled with a lot of obligations and stress. So you've got to, hopefully you've got to carve out the time to exercise and protect it with all your might if you're going to get that exercise in. If you don't, you know what happens if you're not active, if you're not doing the healthy actions that you should be doing each day. It kind of sneaks up on you over the years. I know that happened to me as I was nearing my 40s. Now, I'm well into my 50s, but as I was nearing my 40s, I was realizing, oh my gosh. I remember a guy, when I was in my late 20s, a guy in his 30s says, oh, don't worry, you'll get your beer gut soon. And I'm like, no way. He goes, oh yeah, it'll happen. And you know what? It did happen. I got lazy. I got pizza. I got beer. I got dew. And it snuck up on me. And as I came in close to my 40s, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just realized I'm doing less and less and less moving around and a lot more sitting, even though it seems like I'm busy. So hopefully, and this is what I did. I protected my time. I made the time and carved out the time, and hopefully you will too. A lot of you have told you to go and kickstart your day with a workout. Download my book, My Fit Start, at myfitstart.com, and tells you kind of how to formulate your morning so you can get your workout done and be more consistent with it. But that's not the tips I'm going to share with you today. Here's some ideas that may help trigger that motivation from within so that you can lead a healthy, fulfilling life. And hopefully these will help you. I know that they're not for everyone, and so I've just kind of got a general list here. Some ideas that you may have considered, maybe not tried, or that you haven't thought of before. So if you're lacking motivation, one big thing you can do is just to get up and walk around. I know a lot of times we sit at our gadgets, we sit at our computer a lot, and all it takes is just to get up and go for a walk for 10 minutes, whether it's around the office, around the building, even around the neighborhood for 10 minutes. That can get just a little resurgent energy to get the motivation going. Another one is to employ the buddy system. Okay, to find a workout partner that's great for keeping you honest and accountable. Now, you want to find somebody that's not going to let you off the hook, and you promise to do the same for that other person, but to keep you accountable toward that fitness goal. Another one is motivational podcasts. I love Chalene Johnson and Chalene Johnson's, she's got one called The Chalene Show. You can go into your little podcast app or go into iTunes, just Google it, and you'll find that. Use music to get energized, something that fires you up. Maybe a pre-workout drink. I use Energize from Beachbody, but some sort of energy drink to get you up and going. Now, be careful of energy drinks that will lead to having a crash later. You know, you don't want to have that happen. But something, even energizing food like a banana or half a banana. A lot of times that's what I'll do before a workout is just half a banana, and that's it. Watch out for sugary things. Anything that could lead to just having a spike in blood sugar and then crashing later. Those things you can test out. Another one is just to go to bed at night in your workout clothes. I know it sounds weird, but you know what? When you're getting up at 4:45 in the morning, 5 o'clock, it'll be so much easier than to get up and then feel like you got to get ready for working out. You'll have that already done and ready to go. Another one is to find a community. Just because you don't maybe belong to a gym doesn't mean that you can't find like-minded people to help keep you on track. I run several successful online groups where we check in and we motivate each other. If you want to be a part of that, just message me or find some way to get a hold of me and I can give you more information on those. Another thing is just maybe it's a meeting up with a few people a few times a week to do a workout in the park or something like that. I know, middle of winter, that doesn't sound too great, but you get the idea of what I mean. Another thing, this is a great one, is to sign up for quarterly fun fitness activities like a mud run or a warrior dash or something like that. That way you're always working toward that next big event and you want to be prepared for it, okay? So there is another great idea. Another one is just measuring your progress. For me, the progress was belt loop notches and putting a big fat X on the calendar. I know the scale, a lot of times people are, there's a little bit of things where people are, I don't know if it's controversy or whatever, but just a couple of schools of thought where people think weigh yourself every day. That way you know you're going. But you know what? That scale can be really fickle and it fluctuates throughout the day. But a measuring tape, that doesn't lie. So tracking your progress can be a great motivation. That's where it was for me. It wasn't a measuring tape, but it was belts. It was the belt loop notches. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm already done to the next one. That was a big indicator. 30-day photos too. I did that. Another one, do MMA style or kickboxing style workouts. We have a few great ones that you can do at home. You can stream them right on your computer. But imagine maybe that situation's butt. Maybe there's something frustrating at work or traffic or whatever. You can get out there and just take revenge on it, right? And do it in a workout. Here's a great one. Find a non-food reward that you want to work towards. And then try this. For every workout you complete, put a big X on your calendar. Each X represents $5. Then when you hit maybe 30 days worth, you'll have $150 to go and do toward your little reward budget. Maybe it's a shopping spree or whatever. I've heard some people say they'll put money in a jar, but I know a lot of times that can, you don't have the $5 on you or whatever. So I just say, just put the X's there. And once you add up the X's, say, you know what? I just earned, this amount of time. For me, my motivation was the X's on the calendar. Here's the way I looked at it. As I kept doing that, I noticed myself getting thinner and thinner and thinner. At the end of 13 weeks, I think, I wanted to get to a weight where I was years prior, and it happened to be 13 years prior. I'm like, I want to weigh what I did back in this day. And each week I got done was like going back 1 year in time back to that weight. And so I was looking at it as like my little fitness time machine. I don't know, silly, but we do interesting things to motivate each other, right? Another one is to make a vision board. Just hang it on the inside of your closet door, inside of your bathroom, wherever. Put power words, phrases, pictures, what that ideal life is going to look like for you. I've seen some people, here's another idea. Some people write a blog about their fitness journey. They don't even have to make it public, but it's enough to check in and kind of like that journal for your, talking about your journey. Another one is just to think about how much you hate people when they make excuses and blame others for their actions or inactions on others. You don't want to be that person, do you? All right, so there's lots of ideas. I bet you thought of a few others that you maybe come up with as I was sharing these, or maybe that you use. Please comment below or shoot me an email. I can add it to my blog post or even in the show notes for this call. I'd love to share your ideas with you. I hope these help. And here's another thing that may help. I created a list of 50 healthy late night snacks that you're free to download. I made it because I often struggled at late night, if you're unwinding or whatever else, and you get that munchie attack. And I didn't want to stray too much from my eating plan. I'm like, I don't want to binge either. So I created this list. Head over to snackslist.com. That's snackslist.com and download your free copy. It's all yours. Hey, that's all I have for this week. I so appreciate you for subscribing and sharing this show. And it'd be way cool if you head over to iTunes and gave this a 5-star review and a rating, just to share it, so it reaches more and more people and can help others. You absolutely rock. Remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.